Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's activity, the pre-bidding conference of our civil works projects. But first, to start, we have to have a short prayer. We need by Kasona. Some Catholic is let's make the sign of the cross. In the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Lord, we come before you today with open hearts, seeking your guidance and wisdom as we proceed in this pre-bidding conference with civil works. Lord, grant us clarity of mind and may this process proceed smoothly. We surrender this endeavor into your hands and pray for your continued presence in all that we do. In Jesus' name we pray. Thank you, Don. So let's have a roll call to determine the correctness of this city.
Good afternoon, again, attendance for this pre-bidding conference, back chairperson, YC Adi, Engineer Royal Condesa, back vice chairperson, Engineer Vera Isalibumba, regular members, Ms. Lia E. Nalipunggit, and Engineer si Marcos Istacanay, professional member, Engineer Mabel Nagsaa, head back secretariat, Engineer Jennifer Imbanaag, members, Engineer Aida Moravina Villaroy, Mr. Efren Baderas, and yours truly, head back PWG, Mr. Marvin Julius J. Vigal, members, Architect Francine Mazie Valdez, Engineer Lourdes and Ola, Engineer Camille Andy Escobedo, Engineer Anthony H. Casona, Engineer Ryan F. Felipe, Engineer Shen EDP Felicidario. Programmers, Engineer Christian Lloyd F. Pilahan, Engineer Jeremy John Morales, Engineer Ernest Neil Sabet, and Engineer Kesa A. Romares. Interested leaders from DG Construction and Enterprises, Ma'am Rodaline Padayhag, and from DCD Builders and Enterprises, Ms. Maria Sheila Bayuda. That's also.
Thank you, Ms. Aguilar. So for our pre-bidding conference for today, we have 6 civil work projects to be discussed. Namely, 26 with contract ID number 26 K8008, this is rehabilitation. Construction completion of multipurpose building, 4-story, 8-classroom school building at Iponan National High School with school ID number 304117, Barangay Iponan, Cagayan de Oro City. Next, 26 K800026, construction of civil service commission 10 building, Barangay Carmen, Cagayan de Oro City. Next, 26 K800027, construction of multipurpose building, 3-story, 12-classroom school building at Macanhan Elementary School, Barangay Carmen, Cagayan de Oro City. Next, 26 K800028, rehabilitation of road at Barangay Kauswagan, Station 00 to Station 400. Next is 26 K800029, rehabilitation of road at Barangay Pagalungan, Station 00 to Station 400. And 26 K800030, asset preservation, rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged paved roads, secondary roads, Cagayan de Oro City Coastal Bypass Road, with Chainage 624 to Chainage 1123, Chainage 4,000 to Chainage 4,150. For our first project, Let us welcome Engineer Bulahan to discuss the scope of works this particular project.
Good afternoon, everyone. Engineer Christian Lloyd Bulag. I'm discussing to you the contract ID. Contract ID 26K0083 edition. As construction of completion of the purpose building, 4-story school building at Iponan National High School with a school ID of 304117, Barangay Iponan, Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis, Oriental. Location at Barangay Iponan, Cagayan de Oro City, provision of 10 million. So the ABC is 9,799,286.83. Calendar days, 165 calendar days. Major categories by CWO, PLC, and smaller major categories by CWO, PC. So scope of works is construction of construction of 4-story completion architecture, electrical, plumbing, and mechanical as per plan. So site location is this area. So site photo is one. And the perspective is one. So the scope of works as per plan. Scope, no ceiling at fourth floor, no interior partition at the fourth floor, no doors, windows at the floor, no partition at the fourth floor, no plumbing fixtures at the fourth floor, no blackboard at the fourth floor, no interior painting at the fourth floor. The rest is will be constructed. So the architectural plan is one step below. Second floor, third floor, the fourth floor. And the roof deck. And this is the elevation of front elevation. So rear elevation and right side elevation, left side, cross section, schedule of architectural plan, schedule of doors, windows, I mean, schedule of windows, schedule of doors, and also perfectly ceiling plan, so no ceiling or floors. So one check exposed under concrete slab with white paint finish to be had. So schedule of doors, windows, and also the toilet details in the PWD for state compliance as we played before. The strict compliance will be for the turnout is smooth. So and that will then the ramp details and the ramp of railings and also the section of railings. Spot details of plan. And also there's we use glass jealousy typically for section. So ground floor and structural location of the wall of masonry wall. So one that we have fire exit also stairs still. So third floor, fourth floor. The roof framing plan is what included in the scope. And roofing, then section details of the squad. And details of the cassette plates and details of the truss members. And wall also. And to the internal concrete gutter. Connection details of truss to a column to truss details. So truss to details. Then framing plan upstairs under deck. Then fire escape details. Footing out of fire escapes one shot steel stair details. Tomentos fire details. So this one the details also. And cistern tank detail 3 meters by 2.8. And that is that is 2.2 meters or 2 meters. So okay. Let's go for the plan details. So we'll discuss the summary quantities. Part B, other general requirements. B.31, permits and clearances for non-stop. B.5, 1, billboards and board to reach. B.71, plus professional safety and health, 1 non-stop. B.91, mobilization and demobilization, 1 non-stop. Division General, Part C, earthworks, 803.18, structural excavation common soil 80.832 cubic meter, 80418, embankment from roadway, structure common soil 14.19 cubic meter, 8047 gravel bed 6.63 cubic meter. Part D, reinforced concrete 901C, structural concrete 3000 PSI plus A, 20 please 59.30 cubic meter, 902C, structural concrete plus B, 28 please 2.16 cubic meter. And 1A, reinforcing steel, before grade 40, 7,782 kilograms, and 3, 2 formworks and postwork, 362.82 square meters. 119 storm and drainage roads, 1 of some, 101.10 pipes and fittings connections, 1 of some, 102.4 plumbing fixtures, 1 of some, 102.18 stainless steel green bar, 2.55 millimeter, 102.20 facial measure, 1.34 square meter, 102.24 cold water line, 1 of some, 117 carpentry and joint works, 1 of some, 104 finish hardware, 1 of some, 106, 1006, sorry, 1006 for steel lower doors, 1.68 square meters, 1005 steel windows, 1 of some, 1091 A Joseph window glass, 71.76 square meters, 1012 A glass glazing, 15.12 square meters, 1010 2A door flush, 18.21 square meters. 1010 2B wooden doors wood panel, 22.68 square meters. 1013 2A fabricated metal roofing accessories, the page 26, reach or hip rolls, 29.28 linear meter, 1013 2B fabricated metal roofing accessories, page 26, flushing, 87.84 linear meter, 1014 1 A2 pre-painted metal sheet corrugated long span, 336.25 square meters. 1016 1B waterproofing, 275.25 35 square meters, 1,082 unglazed tiles, 2.624 square meters, and 1,085 glazed tiles, 4.59 square meters, 1,027 7 clusters finish, 1,525.6 square meters, and 1,032 1A painting works, master grade, 3,001.65 square meters. And 1,032 1B painting works, 34.656 square meters, 1,032 1C painting works, 204.21 square meters, 1,038 1 reflected insulation, 269 square meters, 1,046 2 A1 CHP, including reinforced steel, 100 millimeter thick, 255.32 square meters, 1,046 2A, 2 CHP, 150 millimeter thick, 452.78 square meters, 1,047 4A, metal accessories, bolts and rods, 320 each, 1,047 4B, the third buckle, 18 each, 1,047 5T, Sagrad, 138.53 kilogram, 1,047 5C, cross bracing, 236.7 kilograms, 1,047 5D, steel plates, 2,103.2 kilograms, 1,047 7, structural steel, 1 lump, 1,047 8A, structural steel trusses, 3,778.95 kilograms, 1,047 8B, structural steel, purlins, 2,484 kilograms, 1,051 8, railings, 1 lump sum. And in electrical, 11,010, conduit boxes fittings, 1 lump sum, 11,133, wires and wiring device, 1 lump sum, 11,002, 1 panel board, main branch and breakers, 1 lump sum, 11,003, 1 lighting fixtures and lamp, 1 lump sum. In mechanical, 12,001, ventilating equipment, 1 lump sum, 12,001, 1 water pumping system, 1 lump sum, 1,002 4A, fire hose pump, thickness 100 diameter by 63 by 63 diameter, 2-way with cap, 1 set, 12,002 pipe, fire hose cabinet assembly, 3 sets, 1,202 6-in-1 fire extinguisher, 4.54 kilograms, ABC with rocket, 9 set, 12081 fire alarm system, 1 lump sum. So, discussion of the lump sum, Beta 3-1 permits and clearances, the occupational permit or professional bureau fund. And also safety warning signs. So, one. And also the lump sum of the pipes of paving circuit inclusion of conduct pressure leak test. And also plumbing fixtures, the water closet, our hand laboratory, Woolham Renal, stainless cording, bearing sprayer, hose beam, and cold water line also in pressure test. Then cabinet tree and junior works inclusion blackboard. And the lump sum of the this people. And also wires and wiring device. And also the panel board details and lighting pictures. And water pumping system. This one inclusion of the water pump, booster pump, jumper pump, and water tank, 2,000 liters, both valve pressure tap, and pressure switch and reach. And description in ventilating equipment, exhaust fan, and also hose beam, fire hose valve, and also available assembly, and also fire extinguisher and fire resistant. And the minimum equipment requirements, backhoe, 0.08 cubic meter, 150 horsepower, 1 unit list, operate by meter, 2 unit own, truck, dump truck, all models, 1 unit own, 1 cargo mixer, 1 unit own, plate compactor, 1 unit own, grinder machine, 1 unit own, bar cutter, 1 unit own, bar bender, 1 unit own, welding machine, 1 unit own, truck mounted and crane, all boom tops models, 1 unit list, material testing apparatus, 1 set own, final tools, 1 set own. So that's all for the introduction of Iponan. Any questions?
Thank you, Engineer Bulahan. Any questions, clarifications from our viewers? So hearing none, let's proceed to our next project, 26K0026. Construction of Civil Service Commission Building, Barangay Carmen, Cagayan de Oro City. Again, to be presented to us by Engineer Christian Bulahan.
So once again, good afternoon. Contract ID 26K0026, construction of Civil Service Commission. Section 10, building, Barangay Carmen, Cagayan de Oro City, with coordinates of 1246.124.63828 and 8.4, 8.48387. It's location in Barangay Carmen, Cagayan de Oro City, occupation of 5 million. So the approval contract will be 4,889,645.47. Calendar days, 180 calendar days. And also major categories by CWO, PLC, and major categories by CWO, all PHC. So scope of works, construction of Civil Service Commission Region 10 as per plan. Location at the side, inside of the compound of the civil service. So the main interest here, but the access of construction will be here. So this one, because of the location of the site, will be at the back of the building. So this site area. So for the mobilization of the materials and equipments, like mago mixers, concrete, or materials, nililigalis tigas. So the perspective, this one, 2-story building, storage room. So let's discuss what is the inside. So first is the site development plan, location at the site area. Then this one, this picture, the yellow black box is the building will be constructed. So the ground floor plan will be the shaders machines. So we will we prepare the 1.5 meters doors access for shaders machines. So this is the position of the shader roof, shader machines. There's ground floor area. And the second floor will be file room, stock room, or anything that will be considered used. Then the front elevation is what we have HB and wall with aluminum cladding. Then roofing, rim type. Then the elevations of right side and the rear and the cross section. By the way, this building is the high ceiling. We have we will prepare the height of the building from ground floor finish line to second floor finish line is 3.4 meters, and the second floor finish line and the third as roof view is 3.3 meters because they used for stock roof. So it's one of the window section. And schedule of doors, windows, sorry. Window one, we have the fixed glass window. Also window two, sliding with sliding door as the glass windows with all powder coated white aluminum frame. And also sliding glass windows also. So we have sliding doors in the main entrance and swing type second, ground second. So roof plan. Ground floor swing plan, we have acoustical ceiling board. The second floor, acoustical ceiling board. So and the floor finish be the 40 by 40 centimeter and glazed tiles. So in structural plan, structural foundation plan is one, and then we plan the second floor paving plan and the big plan. Schedule of the plan and elevations of footings, details, and the wall detail of wall on footing typing or building. Then detail of stiffener column. Then a footing, a schedule of footing 1.6, 1.6, F1, F2 is 2 meters by 2 meters, F3 is 1 meters. And schedule of columns and elevations of columns. Typical details, so column details and elevations. Then the schedule of reinforcement concrete beam or brick beam. And second floor beams schedule. And also roof beam. And slab details, bottom bars and the top bars. Schedule of slab and section of slab. So longitudinal section 1 details, longitudinal section 2 and cross sections. In programming plan, we are using 150 by 50 millimeter and 150 by 50 by 20 by 2 mm thick or links at 600 on center. And Sagrad Procurement and 16 mm diameter cross bracing and Sagrad. So truss details is one. Then the truss detail, truss one details, we're using 50 by 50 millimeters double. Only the lateral truss one is the single. This one, the isometric view, truss details. Then typical connection truss one, column to truss details. Then cassette plate details. Then sandbreak concrete details. Then steel details. Then elevations of steel details at plan. Side, first side and second side. And also this one is the structural detail of things because i-demolish na tong accessory na to and discuss later. So is after the demolition, after the construction, will be restore the wall. So this is the typical details of fence. So in summary quantities, BIDA 3-1 permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. B.5, 1, billboards and signboard, 2 each. B.7, occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. B.9, 1, mobilization and demoralization, 1 lump sum. B.13, additional geotechnical investigation, 1 lump sum. Because we will discuss this later of what inside. Then in part C, earthworks, 801, removal and structures structure, 1 lump sum. 803, 1 lump sum, structural excavation, common soil, 51.89 cubic meter. 804, 1A, embankment from roadway, 51.44 cubic meter. 847, gravel field, 8.01 cubic meter. In part D, reinforced concrete, 901C, structural concrete, 3,000 PSI class A, 28 days, 26.19 cubic meters, including the footing, columns, wheel beam, fork beam, and footing. And 901 I, structural concrete class A, 20 days, 11.02 cubic meter. This one is the second floor or third floor roof beam and second floor third floor slab. And also 902 C, structural concrete class B, 7 cubic meters slab concrete. Then we are using instead of gravel bed sa footing, we are using the lead concrete in 1.88 kilometers. 921A, reinforced concrete before grade 40, 9,410.72 kilograms. In 903 to formworks and postwork, 326.76 square meters. The finishing and other finished civil works, 1,001, soil positioning, 7 liters, 1,019, storm drainage, downspout, 1 lump sum, 1,031, A1, metal ceiling, fiber cement, or 4 meter thick, 29.26 square meters. 1,317, carpentry and joinery works, 1 lump sum, 1,042, finishing hardware, 1 lump sum, 1,007, 1A, aluminum frame, glass door, sliding type, 3.15 square meters. 1,007, 1B, aluminum frame, glass doors with type, 5.46 square meters. 1,008, 1A, aluminum glass window sliding type, 14.04 square meters. 1,012, 3A6, timber glass, 12 meter thick, 7.86 square meters. 1,013, 2B, fabricated metal roofing accessories, grades 26, flashing, 46.36 linear meter. 1,014, 1B, 2, pre-painted flashing, ring type, no span, 95.7 square meters. 1,082, unglazed tiles, 83.10 square meters. 1,027, 1, cement plaster, finish, 443.56 square meters. 1,031, 31, acoustical ceiling panel, 96.04 square meters. 1,032, 1A, painting works, masonry, concrete, 337 square meters. 1,032, 1B, painting works, wood, 29.26 square meters. 1,032, 1C, painting works, steels, 8.32 square meters. 1,038, 1, painting insulation, 76.56 square meters. 1,046, 2A, CHP non-load bearing, including the first and 232.28 square meters. 1,047, 4A, bolts and rods, 24 each. 1,047, 4B, turnbuckle, 16 each. 1,047, 5B, stack rod, 12.46 kilograms. 1,047, 5C, cruise bracing, 82.06 kilograms. 1,047, 5D, steel plates, 101.48 kilograms. 1,047, 7, structural concrete, 1 lump sum, 1,048. 47, 8A, structural steel, trusses, 1,172.74 kilograms. 1,047, 8B, purlins, 662.4 kilograms. 1,051, 8 railings, 1 lump sum. 11,010, conduct boxes, conduit boxes, fittings, one lump sum, 11,133 parts and device. One lump sum, 11,102 panel boards with main branch and breaker, one lump sum, 11,031 lighting fixtures and lamp, one lump sum, 11,006 one CCTV system, one lump sum, mechanical, 1,200 with the equipment, one lump sum, 1,213 air conditioning system, one lump sum, 1,200 202 6A1 fire extinguisher, 4 set, and 1,208 one fire alarm system, one lump sum. So discuss to you the summary quantities the following. In building permits and clearances, building permits, all professionals and build fire. Then the BDAT 7-1, the safety tarpaulin. So in BDAT 19, additional technical investigation. So inclusion, the soil during laboratory testing, specific event balance, the grid limit device, glass plates, C, drilling machine with complete series. Then B is the geotechnical evaluation and report, 5 copies each set. Geotechnical geologist evaluation and report, 5 copies set. Then note there will be 2 sets of final geotechnical and geologist report must be submitted at the office. So in summary, 8011, the demolition to be removed during construction and restored after construction. So this one. So in lump sum, in conduit boxes and fittings, this one table, wires and wire device, the panel board, and also the lighting fixtures. And ventilating equipment, fire extinguisher, aircon, and fire alarm system. And also the CCTV system. So the minimum equipment requirements, backhoe, 1 unit list, concrete vibrator, 2 unit own, dump truck or models, 1 unit own, 1 burger mixer, 1 unit own, plate compactor, 1 unit own, grinding machine, 1 unit own, bar carter, bar bender, 1 unit own, welding machine, 1 unit own, the boom truck, 1 unit list, material testing apparatus, 1 set own, minor testing apparatus, 1 set own, jackhammer, 1 unit own, and concrete pump diesel driven, 1 unit list. So that's all for the civil service building. Any questions?
Thank you, Engineer Lahat. Is there any questions or clarifications from our viewers or our prospective leaders? So being none, so let's proceed to our third project. 56K00227, construction of multipurpose building, 3-story 12 classroom building at Macanhan Elementary School, Barangay Carmen, Cagayan de Oro City. This is to be discussed to us by Engineer Misamis.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ernest May Sabit, discussing to you the contract ID 26KH0027 with a contract description, construction of multipurpose building, 3-story 12-classroom school building at Macanhan Elementary School with the school ID 127992, Barangay Carmen, Cagayan de Oro City, with the appropriation of 42 million located at Barangay Carmen, Cagayan de Oro City. The approved budget of contract is worth 40,319,278.93 with a duration of 300 calendar days. Major categories: BIC, WPLC, buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame. Similar major categories: BIC, WOPHC, buildings construction without piles, high-rise concrete frame. The scope of work of this proposed building is construction of multi-purpose building, 4-story, 12 classroom school building at Macanhan Elementary School. So, as per discussed that we during the site validation conducted together last February 6 together with Engineer Mamaklay and the Macanhan Elementary School principal. Due to the site location, we are forced to construct for a 4-story building instead of 3-story building. Also, napoy modification sa classrooms, so there are rooms nga combined as one para mag-serve as science room, ICT room, and library room sa ani nga project. So this is the location plan of the project. This is the site photo. So this is the old building to be replaced by this proposed project. This is the front view or the perspective of the project. This is the site development plan. So again, this project is located inside the Macanhan Elementary School. So these are the architectural plans. So for the ground floor plan, may isa ka room which is it serves as the feeding room, and the classroom 2 and 3 will be combined as one to serve as the library room for the ground floor. Second floor, one regular room and classroom 5 and 6 to be combined to serve as ICT room. Third floor, one regular room and classroom 8 and 9 to be combined to serve as the science room. Fourth floor, it consists of 3 regular rooms, so mostly classroom 10, 11, and 12. So these are the elevations of the project. So showing to you different elevation, rear elevation, left side and right side elevation. This is the longitudinal section of the project, cross-sectional section. These are the reflected ceiling plan of the project. So this showing to you is the ground floor, second and third floor reflected ceiling plan, fourth floor reflected ceiling plan, and the roof plan of the project. So this is the schedule of doors, schedule of windows. This is the detail section of the ramp, which is for strict compliance as per BP 344. Detailed elevation of ramp, detailed plan of again for strict compliance as per BP 344. This is the law of detail section of handrails. This is the ramp detail. Again, for strict compliance as per BP 344, this is the detail for the PW toilet detail. Including this one, the toilet details at PWD. Male and female toilet typical detail plan. Male and female ground and fourth floor typical detail. Male and male ground and fourth floor section detail. For the structural plan, so this is showing is the structural plan, a foundation plan of the project. Ground floor framing plan. Typical second and third floor framing plan. Fourth floor framing plan. And the roof framing plan at bottom board. Roof framing plan. These are the detailed plan and elevation of the foundation. This is the schedule of footing of tie beam. Schedule of column. Schedule of beams. And this is the schedule of secondary beams. This is the truss elevation for truss one elevation. Elevation of end wall frame and half truss. This is the schedule of trusses, members, and welds, including the concrete breaker detail. Structural plan. Blow up details of stairs. This is the plumbing plan of the project. Septic tank. Cistern detail. Longitudinal section of cistern. This is the ground floor plan of solid and wastewater line layout for the ground floor plan. The typical second and third floor solid and wastewater line layout. Fourth floor plan, solid and wastewater line layout. And the roof drain layout. Ground floor water line layout. This is the typical second and third floor water line layout. Fourth floor water line layout. Roof deck water line layout. Summary of quantities. A113 construction of field office for the engineer, 1 lump sum. B31 permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. B51 project billboard signboard, 2 each. B71 occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum. B91 mobilization and demobilization, 1 lump sum. B13 additional geotechnical investigation, 1 lump sum. 801-1 removal of structures and obstruction, 1 lump sum. 803-1A structure excavation common soil, 1,311.10 cubic meter. 803B individual removal of trees, small b above 300 mm diameter up to 500 mm diameter, 1 each. 804-1A embankment from roadway structure excavation common soil, 240-199 cubic meter. 803-1A structure excavation common soil, 1,311.10 cubic meter. 803B individual removal of trees, 1 each. 804-1A embankment from roadway structure excavation common soil, 2,431.99 cubic meter. 804-2A embankment from Garo common soil, 1,120.89 cubic meter. 804-7 gravel field, 41.87 cubic meter. 901C structural concrete 3,000 PSI class A 28 days 490.61 cubic meter. 902C structural concrete class B 28 days 78.61 cubic meter. 902-1A1 reinforcing steel deformed grade 40 150,928.85 kilogram. 903-2 formworks and false works 2,570.28 square meter. 1,001 soil poisoning 27 liters. 1,001-9 storm drainage and downspout 1 lump sum. 1,110 pipe split fittings connection, 1 lump sum. 1,024 plumbing fixtures, 1 lump sum. 1,218 stainless steel grab bar, 14 mm diameter, 7.2 linear meter. 1,220 facial mirror, 8.8 square meter. 1,224 cold water line, 1 lump sum. 1,003 ceiling metal frames, fiber cement board, 4.5 mm thick, 425.04 square meter. 1,317 carpentry and joinery works, 1 lump sum. 1,004 finishing hardware, 1 lump sum. 1,006 steel louver door, 3.36 square meter. 1,005 steel window, 1 lump sum. 1,009 1A jalousie window glass, 73.93 square meter. 1,012 8 glass and glazing, 49.68 square meter. 1,010 2A doors flush, 19.89 square meter. 1,010 2B wooden door wood panel, 47.25 square meter. 1,013 2A fabricated metal roofing accessory, ridge and hip roofs, 33.20 linear meter. 1,013 2B fabricated metal roofing accessory, flashing, 79.40 linear meter. 1,013 2C fabricated metal roofing accessory, gutters, 61.40 linear meter. 1,014 1A2 pre-painted metal sheets above 0.427 mm corrugated long span, 431.6 square meter. 1,016 1B waterproofing liquid, 105.39 square meter. 1,018 2 unglazed tiles, 23.55 square meter. 1,018 5 glazed tiles, 82.85 square meters. 1,027 1 cement plaster finish, 2,248.32 square meters. 1,032 1A painting works masonry concrete, 2,988.71 square meters. 1,032 1B painting works wood, 476.88 square meters. 1,032 1C painting works steel, 789.37 square meters. 1,038 1 reflective insulation, 431.6 square meters. 1,046 2A1 CHB non-load bearing including reinforcement steel, 100 mm, 269.94 square meters. 1,046 2A2 CHB non-load bearing including reinforcement steel, 150 mm thick, 942.94 square meters. 1,047 4A metal structure accessories, bolts and rods, 338 each. 1,047 4B metal structure accessories, turnbuckle, 28 each. 1,047 5B metal structure accessories, subgrats, 191.81 kilogram. 1,047 5C metal structure accessories, cross bracing, 397.66 kilogram. 1,047 5D metal structure accessories, steel plates, 1,280.24 kilograms. 1,047 7 structural steel, 1 lump sum. 1,047 8A structural steel trusses, 3,864.64 kilogram. 1,047 8B structural steel purlins, 3,864 kilograms. 1,051 1A railing, 1 lump sum. 1,110 conduits, boxes and fittings, 1 lump sum. 1,101 33 wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. 1,102 1 panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. 1,102 11 pole mounted transformer with complete accessories, single or three-phase pole type of platform, 1 lump sum. 1,102 16A1 generator, single or three-phase, 1 lump sum. 1,103 1 lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. 1,106, one CCTV system, one lump sum. 1,201 ventilating equipment, one lump sum. 1,213 air conditioning system, package split type, one lump sum. 1,201 one water pumping system, one lump sum. 1,202 one automatic fire sprinkler system, one lump sum. 1,202 fire hose cabinet assembly, 4 set. 1,202 6B1 fire extinguisher, 4.54 kilogram with bracket, 12 set. 1,202 7 fire department connectors for wet and dry type system, 100 mm by 63 mm by 63 mm, 1 set. 1,208 one fire alarm system, one lump sum. Summary of quantities. Sa item A113, construction field office for the engineers, inclusion temporary classroom, install partitions at covered court. B31 permits and clearances. This includes the building permit, all professionals, and a bureau of fire. This is the building to be demolished. The red box wanted na siya ang HE room to be demolished also. This is the fence anchoring steel gate and the fence will be replaced after will be restored by ang gate will be replaced by 4 meters steel gate, and ang fence part lang sa fence ang among restore ano po. So these are photos for the demolition. Muli ang sa likod di siya sa building, so naay duha ka CR na di na nila ginagamit. So these are the sample safety warning signs. Lump sum. Plumbing fixtures, this includes the water closet, elongated with complete accessories, wall hang lavatory with complete accessories, wall hang urinal with complete accessories, stainless floor drain, bidet sprayer, hose bead or faucet, eye wash shower combination. This is the carpentry and joinery work. So for the blackboard detail, conduits, boxes, and fittings, other item 1,110. Flexible metal conduit, 15. Rigid steel conduit, 15. Rigid steel conduit, 2 inch. 3. Rigid steel conduit, RSC, 3/4, 20 mm diameter, 6 meters, 15. Rigid steel conduit, RSC, 2 inch, 50 mm diameter, 6 meters. 3. Polyvinyl chloride pipes, PVC, UPVC, 3/4 inch, 20 mm diameter, 101. Polyvinyl chloride pipes, PVC, UPVC, 1 and 1/2 inch, 40 mm diameter, 15. Polyvinyl chloride pipes, PVC, UPVC, 1 inch, 25 mm diameter, 20. Rigid steel conduits coupling, 3/4 inch, 20 mm diameter, 15. Rigid steel conduit coupling, 2 inch, 15 mm diameter, 5. Rigid steel conduit lock nut and bushing, 3/4 inch, 20 mm diameter, 15. Rigid steel conduit lock nut and bushing, 2 inch, 50 mm diameter, 3. PVC male adapter with lock nut 3/4, 22 mm diameter, 101. PVC male adapter with lock nut 1 and 3/4, 40 mm diameter, 15. Rigid steel conduit elbow, 90 degrees, 3/4 inch, 20 mm diameter, 8. Rigid steel conduit elbow, 90 degrees, 2 inch, 15 mm diameter, 3. Polyvinyl chloride conduit elbow, 90 degrees, 3/4, 20 mm diameter, 40. Polyvinyl chloride conduit elbow, 90 degrees, 1 inch, 25 mm diameter, 10. Polyvinyl chloride conduit elbow 90 degrees 1 3/4 inch 14 millimeter diameter 15. Rigid steel conduit straight connector 3/4 inch 20 millimeter diameter 10. Rigid steel conduit straight connector 2 inch 50 millimeter diameter 3. 50 millimeter diameter weatherhead rigid steel hot dip entrance cap. 1. Rigid steel conduit clamp 2 inch 5 millimeter diameter 5. Polyvinyl chloride conduit clamp 3/4 inch 20 millimeter diameter 40. Gauge 16 GI tie wire 6 kilos. PVC solvent cement 400 cc 6 can. Octagonal junction box GA 16 4 inch by 4 inch by 2 inch. 95 utility box GA 16 4 inch by 4 inch by 2 inch 60 pieces. Metal pole box GA 16 6 inch by 6 inch by 4 inch 5 pieces. Square box GA 16 4 inch by 4 inch by 2 inch 5 pieces. 16 millimeter diameter 3 meters grounding rod copper clad 4 pieces. These are the inclusions under the item 1133 under wiring devices, grounding clamps, wire and cables. These are for the item 1121 panel board with main and branch breakers. This is for the pole mounted transformer with complete accessories, single or three-phase pole type of platform under item 110211. This is for the lighting fixture under item 1131 and the CCTV system under item 1161. This is for the ventilating equipment under item 1201. Air conditioning system under item 1213A and the water pumping system under item 1201. These are the quantities under fire alarm system and item 1281 and for the fire hose cabinet assembly under item 120211 and fire extinguisher 10 pounds with bracket under item 1202-6B1. These are the minimum equipment requirement. Backhoe HDA 201.30 31.5 YDD 150 HP 1 unit. Backhoe vibrator flexible shaft type 2 inch head diameter 5A gasoline drive unit 2 unit. Owned dump truck all models will one unit owned, 1 bagger mixer, 1 unit owned, plate compactor, 1 unit owned, grinding machine, 1 unit owned, bar cutter, 1 unit owned, bar bender, 1 unit owned, bar 3-phase, 1 unit owned, welding machine, electric, 1 unit owned, truck mounted crane, standard lattice boom all models, 1 unit leased. Material testing apparatus, 1 unit owned. Minor tools, 1 unit owned. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Sabit. Balik sa sa title niya, Bi. Patay, clarify. So in the title, you have construction of multi-purpose building, 3-story tall classroom school building, no?
Okay. Yes.
While you were conducting your presentation with Engineer Macray and the principal of Macanhan, you come up with 4-story
Well, that's
digital classroom building. So you have to clarify the title so that there will be no discrepancy.
Good afternoon, everyone. During our ganang site validation, ang kanina po siya, ang school mangod is ang school site is limited ang iyang area. So, ang mas ito saya is na ma-compress ba yung building. So, to compress the building and then now there's also an existing four-story building adjacent to the new building, which can be shared the existing stair. So, the goal is to build a 12 classrooms. So, bali, disregarding the number of stories, to achieve the 12 classrooms. And we also have a minutes of meeting, so joint validation meeting signed by the principal and the engineering from the.
Good afternoon, everyone. Engineer Makituras from DepEd. Ma'am, just to clarify lang, ma'am, no, nag-process mo og modification ani? So so far wala pa tay update sa modification kay change of title man siguro ni siya. Okay.
Changing of titles needs modification, so it may be a longer process because atong ipadayon ang katong inyong program niya, ang title dili mao. Ma-question ta siya, ma-question siya sa either sa COA o sa kuan. Ang paalta diha. We will follow the process. Ang baka ni mo ay madam.
Pero may ilang solutions. Books buhay. Pero isod mo ito ang modify ba itong para ataw tayo as tayo process ba? Para ano tayo ng ilisa. Wala na ba tayo? Ito. Pero walang bayad yun. Hanggang dito. Yung mga story na. Masala ang native.
For the information of everybody, no, kaninga project at sa nang ipa-verify o further verification pa ni kay kung ato na i-proso, yung title mo sa mga sa kuha na ni siya changes of kuha na gamay pero dako na ni siya nga kuha
Okay, sir, noted, sir. So far, sir, as we have discussed with Engineer Ellie, no, wala po ko niya na-inform regarding ani, and then, tuwamagod po siya sa ano karon, na po siya important nga meeting magod po ang giyatuan. So, siguro, we will be discussing na lang ani as to sa may kuan final sa title, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Since the DPWH will be implementing the project, we will be the one to address this particular problem because when we change location and change the title and the amount of particular project, there must be a modification. So it will be too risky for us to proceed with this project. We'll still be coordinating with the central office about this.
Noted, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, no more clarification. So next project is 26K800029, rehabilitation of road at Barangay Pagalungan, Station 00 to Station 400. Be discussed by Engineer Jeremy Morales. Ay.
So good afternoon, everyone. I will present the 26K0030. The asset preservation, rehabilitation / reconstruction / upgrading of damaged paved roads, secondary roads, Cagayan de Oro City Coastal Bypass Road. The road ID is 01248 MN, chainage 654 to chainage 1123. And chainage 4000 to chainage 4150. So our budget is more on reblocking. Section 1, we have a 8-meter width, 0.28 thickness PCCP with the length of 56 meters around the chainage 654 to chainage 710. And at section 1 also, we have a 3-lane 9.15 width, 0.28 thickness PCCP reblocking from chainage 710 to Chainage 1040. And reblocking also on section 1 with 2 lanes with a width of 6.1 meter with 128 thick PCCP from Chainage 1060 to 1170. And lastly, a reblocking at section 2 with the width of 6.10 meter with 0.28 thick PCCP around Chainage 4000 to Chainage 4150 with a net length of 1000 with a net length of 1.952 lane kilometer. With a ABC of 18,493,588.67, a total project duration of 233 calendar days. So as stated, we have 260 meter, 0.28 thick PCCP, 2 lanes, and 396 0.28 thick PCCP, 3 lanes, and a 373 1.3 meter width sidewalk with paver blocks and concrete and curb and gutter. And also under the sidewalk, we will have a cleaning and conditioning of the drainage structures. The location of our project. So you'll find around Barangay Kauswagan near the food house. The first section, so around here, start our project. For the section 1, Chainage 654 with 2 lanes. So also here 2 lanes. So around the Chainage 710, we have 3 lanes. We'll set a proper traffic management for this area with a 50 meter workable area per section. So our PCCB will have a 3 days curing period for this project. Continuing, we have to develop or remove and replace this existing sidewalk and develop it. So as you can see, we have a very damaged PCCP. The existing PCCP is 0.23 meter thickness PCCP, so we will remove and replace it. So around here, 2 lanes near the Jollibee area. For the end of our project, our section 1, here in Chainage 1170. For section 2, start of section 2 at the Chainage 4000, we will develop. We will reblock the inner lanes until Chainage 4150, so around 150 meters. So this is the summary for traffic management. We have 31 stages for our project with the 50-meter staging areas to not fully impede with the traffic situation of the area. For the plan, so the grade area are the remove and replace or reblocking. And the sides, the colored red are the sidewalk. Also in section 2, the inner lanes. For the typical details, we have a typical roadway section. For section 1, reblocking with 2 lanes. As indicated in here, we have a removal of across structure obstruction, 0.23 thick CCP unreinforced, and also a 0.20 thick aggregate base course. We'll replace the existing PCCP with the Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced, 0.28 meter thickness, 3 days. Also on the left side, we can see the complete paving blocks, and also we will remove the existing curb and gutter with a sidewalk of with the width of sidewalk of 1.3 meters. For the also in roadway section 1, reblocking 3 lanes with the station limits of 710, Chainage 710 to Chainage 1040. So below the indicated, so same items. The typical roadway section, reblocking two lanes around the Chainage 1060 to Chainage 1170. So there's a existing box culvert, so the left side will remove and replace. It is a very an old CCP. And the section 2, will remove and replace the inner lanes in Chainage 4000 to Chainage 4150. For the typical reblocking dowel pavement details, with the details for curb and gutter and transitions around intersections, the complete curb and gutter detail, the inlet detail, and also the asymmetric view of the sidewalk. For the sidewalk detail, also we have a paver block stopper. And general notes for the drop curbs. Also for the thermoplastic for our lanes. For summary quantities, we have B.5 project billboard signboard for each. B.7 2 occupational safety and health program 1 lump sum. B.8 2 traffic management 1 lump sum. B.9 mobilization demobilization 1 lump sum. For the part C of earthworks, we have 1,101 B3 removal of actual structures / obstruction 0.23 meter thick CCP unreinforced of 5,143.5 square meter. 101 3D removal of actual structure obstruction 0.10 thick sidewalk 970 square meter. 101 4C removal of actual structures obstruction curb and gutter 373 meter. And 102 to the surplus common excavation of the quantity of 1,186.24 cubic meters. The 201 aggregate base course 894.5 cubic meters. And for our surface course, we have the 311 123 Portland cement complete pavement and reinforced 0.28 meter thickness take 3 days of 5,144 square meter. For we have a reinforcing steel deformed grade 40 to 258.63 kilograms for the drills for our curb inlets. Structural complete 3,000 psi plus 8 and 8 days with the quantity of 65.65 cubic meters. Structural complete painting works for our gutters of 104.44 square meters. For the drainage slope protection structures, the item 504.5 cleaning and reconditioning of drainage structures 1 lump sum. And for our miscellaneous structures, we have curb and gutter precast 373 piece so per piece is 1 meter, so 373 meters. Reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white 268 square meter. Reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow with a quantity of 249.84 square meters. For the material details, we have the item number 741 concrete paving blocks for sidewalk with a quantity of 485 square meters. For the minimum equipment requirement, we have trailer for equipments 1 list, complete vibrator 2 ohm, complete spreader 1 ohm, complete saw 14-inch blade, diameter 7.5 horsepower 1 ohm, mechanized joint sealer 1 ohm, plate compactor with 5 horsepower 1 ohm, vibratory roller 10 metric tons 1 list, motorized road grader 1 list, dump truck 2 ohm, backhoe one leased. Water truck slash pump, one owned. Bulldozer, one leased. Payloader, one leased. Bar cutter, single phase, with the maximum rebar of 25 mm diameter, one owned. One bagger mixer, one owned. Laboratory testing apparatus, one owned. Two-way radio, two owned. Barricade flusher light, five owned. Concrete batching plant, one leased. Transit mixer, two leased. And lastly, truck with the capacity of 2 to 5 metric tons, one leased. So that's all for this project.
Thank you, Engineer Martin. Is there any clarification or suggestion? So hearing none, let us proceed to our next project. 86 K800 28. Represented by Engineer Jeremy Morales.
Good afternoon, everyone. I will be presenting the rehabilitation of road at Barangay Kauswagan, Station 0 to 400 Cagayan de Oro City and the opposite side. The project has approved budget for the contract 9,248,832.38. The contract duration is 125 calendar days. The scope of works are the following: road rehabilitation, blocking of existing PCCP. Section 1 with 170 meters. Pathwalk gravel road to PCC2. Section 2 with 154 meters. And section 3 with 76 meters. With total length of 400 meters. The project also includes reinforcement line canal with total length of 347 meters. This is the project location map. First section is from San Lucas Street, and the second and third section from Sunrise to Street. For section number 1, with length of 170 meters, with 7.1 meters in width. So this is the beginning and end station for section 1. For section 2, pathwalk with length of 154 meters, the width is 3.3 meters. Section 3, pathwalk, length of 76 meters with width of 2.9 meters. So for the project design and profile details, the project includes removal of structural structures and Portland cement concrete pavement of 0.23 meters thickness. The project also includes our reinforcement line canal. For other details, Portland cement concrete pavement detail. For the summary of quantities, B.3 permits and clearances. 8.5 project billboard signboard for each. 8.72 occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum. 8.82 traffic management, 1 lump sum. 8.9 mobilization, demobilization, 1 lump sum. For earthwork, removal of actual structures, obstruction, 1,190 square meters. For surplus common excavation, 842.85 cubic meters. For structure excavation, 320.05 cubic meters. For subbase and base course, aggregate base course, with 312.10 cubic meters. For Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced 0.23 meters with 1,942 square meters. For gravel field, 31.31 cubic meters. For reinforced concrete items, structural concrete 4,000 PSI Class A 28 days with 163.50 cubic meters. And reinforcing steel deformed grade 40 with 33,904.99 kilograms. For the minimum equipment requirement, two-way radio 2 owned, barricade flashlight 10 owned, bulldozer 1 leased, payloader 1 leased, backhoe 1 leased, vibratory roller 1 leased, motorized road grader 1 leased, trailer for equipments 1 leased, dump truck 2 leased, water truck 1 owned, backhoe with pavement breaker 1 leased, concrete saw 1 owned, transit mixer 1 leased, concrete vibrator flexible shaft type 2 owned, concrete screeder 1 owned, bar cutter single phase 1 owned, mechanized joint sealant 1 owned, plate compactor 1 leased, 1 bagger mixer 1 owned, bar cutter single phase 1 owned, bar bender 3 phase 1 owned, cargo service truck all models 1 leased, truck mounted crane 1 leased, and material testing apparatus 1 set owned. For specifications for lump sum excavation permit as per ordinance number 12860 of 2014. Road right of way and coordination. The following files are to be followed and coordinated as well. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Morales. Is there any clarifications, questions? So being that, let's proceed to our last project to be discussed today. This is 26K80029. Rehabilitation of road at Barangay Pagalungan. To be discussed to us by Engineer Carl Marx Tuman.
Good afternoon, everyone. For rehabilitation of road at Barangay Pagalungan, Station 0 to Station 400, with a PC of 9,247,402.46 with a calendar days of 134. And here are the location for the project. It's along the main road, Pagalungan. And summer quantities. We have B.3 permits and clearances for the excavation permits, 1 lump sum, B.5 project billboard / signboard for each, B.72 for occupational safety health and health program, 1 lump sum. For B.82 traffic management, 1 lump sum. For B.9 mobilization / demobilization, 1 lump sum. And for our earthworks, we have 1013B3 removal of actual structures / obstruction, 0.23 meters thick, PCCP unreinforced, with a quantity of 2,000 square meters, and 1022 for surface common excavation of quantity of 944.53 cubic meters, or 1031A, Structure excavation, common soil, quantity of 180.15 cubic meters. Next is 104.1A, embankment from roadway slash structure excavation, common soil, with a quantity of 68.04 cubic meters. And for sub-base and base course, for 211 aggregate base course with a quantity of 284.4 cubic meters. And for our surface courses, we have 311, 1C1 for Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced 0.23 meters thick. 14 days with a quantity of 2,800 square meters. And for our drainage slope protection structures, we have 552B routed riprap class B with a quantity of 320.51 cubic meters. And here are the typical roadway sections for rehabilitation of Pagalungan. The proposed 2.5 per lane and a paved shoulder of 1 meter. And as shown here is the grouted riprap or the slope protection proposed for the project. And here are the typical for the slope protection grouted riprap details and for the wheel guard details. And for our typical connecting for the rehab for the road project. And for our minimum equipments required for the rehab of Pagalungan, we have two-way radio, 2 years lifespan, 3 ohm, barricade flasher light, 10 ohm, trailer for equipments, 1 lease, trailer for minor tools, 1 lease, backhoe with pavement breaker, 1 lease, payloader, 1 lease, dump truck, 2 lease, concrete saw, 1 ohm, bulldozer, 1 lease, backhoe, 1 lease, motorized road grader, 1 lease, vibratory roller, 1 lease, water truck slash pump, 1 lease, concrete vibrator, 2 ohm, concrete scrader, walker truss screed, 1 ohm, and bar cutter single phase, 1 ohm, mechanized joint sealer, 1 ohm, material testing apparatus, 1 set ohm, 1 bagger mixer, 1 ohm, and backhoe wheel mounted, 1 lease. That's all for rehabilitation of Pagalungan Road, Station 0 to Station 400. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Pulmano. Is there any questions, clarifications? So hearing none, let us proceed. Mitchell from Procurement Engineer. Mechanics and documentary requirements for bidding for this particular budget.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be discussing the procurement requirements and procedures for these infrastructure projects.
Mr. President, you said the floor is.
So here we have these infrastructure projects with their corresponding contract IDs and the approved budget for the contract.
Secretary.
So for the procurement schedule, they are buying up tender documents until March 23,
The beginning, it's the beginning of building a new country,
The deadline for
but
the submission
they have no navy, they have no air
will be on
force,
March 23.
they have no anti-aircraft,
10 a.m. And the opening of bids will follow right after the deadline of the dropping.
they have no.
For the submission of bids, the bid submission may be done manually or electronically. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. So here we have the 2 envelope system for the manual submission and for the electronic submission, the details are stated in the bid latest. Bid proposals may be submitted through an authorized representative together with the original authorized special power of attorney or sole proprietorship or board partnership joint venture resolution with secretary certificate for corporation
partnership, joint venture, corporate cooperative, which is contract specific and presentation of a company ID or any government issued ID. To ensure the representative is an official member and to prevent fraudulent actions, such as unauthorized use of another contractor's eligibility for personal gain. So for the first envelope, the bidder must provide a valid and updated Phillips registration certificate, platinum membership in all pages, and failure of the bidder to to update the Phillips certificate of registration shall result in an automatic suspension of the bidder's certificate. Next, the bidder must provide all of its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started. And the statement of bidder's single largest completed contract for this SEC. The PCAB license or special PCAB for joint venture. And for next, the bidder must provide the bid security. We have 4 forms of bid security: the cash or cashier's check, the bank guarantee, the surety bond, and the bond securing declaration. As you can see here, we have the corresponding amount of bid security, and the bidder will only choose one form to be submitted. And here we have the bid securing declaration in its standard form. Next, the bidder must provide an organizational chart for the contract, the list of contractors, key personnel, and the list of contractors' major equipment units. You see in the attached bidding documents for the required years of experience for the key personnel and the number of units and the capacity for the major equipment. So here we have the standard form for the key personnel and the list of contractors' major equipment. Next, the bidder must provide an original and duly signed omnibus sworn statement, the net financial contracting capacity or the NFCC, and the duly signed joint venture agreement if applicable. So here we have the standard form for the omnibus sworn statement. And next, for the second envelope, the bidder must provide the original and duly signed financial bid form, the bill of quantities, the detailed estimates, and the cash flow by quarter. So here we have the standard form for the bid form and the bill of quantities, the detailed estimates, and the cash flow by quarter. So these are the common grounds for, these are the observation of the previous procurement activities and the preventive measures and recommendations. And that is all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Engineer Sherlan. Is there any clarifications, questions from our state leaders? Go ahead, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to ask po if needed pa po ba ang mag-conduct of site inspection?
At your own, kung ano namang gusto mo, mag-inspection. Wala na siya required karon.
Sa technical document po, need pa po ba ang certificate of site inspection if ever?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Sir, no, good afternoon, ma'am. As you can see, makita nato dito sa checklist sa ato ang bidding documents. Wala na taga-require og katong certificate or affidavit of site inspection. Dana na sa inyo ha, then kung mag-site inspection mo, pwede ra mo mag-request sa planning. Pero wala na nato require as per RA 9184 or sa kanang bago karon na 12009. Okay, okay po, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So, another. No more? So since no more clarifications and questions, so this pre-bidding conference is now adjourned. Thank you everyone for coming. Once again, good afternoon.